Hey, I'm PapaDjinn, and this will be my series on things that make us afraid, anxious, and scared. It will be focusing on multiple different avenues and give you access into the darkest pits of your psyche. With that said, let's begin and enjoy. How's it going, everybody? It's your boy PapaDjinn. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. Today I'm going to be talking about some scary stuff, I feel like. Spooky, even. Not necessarily even horrific or anything. I was inspired because I seen somebody recently on Twitter say that they didn't really get the whole liminal spaces and how that could be in the horror or scary community. And I think I can understand why. You see, most people, when they think of horror or they think of something scary, they think of base fears, things that jump out in the night, or creepy crawlies, or something that you feel can hurt you. Something specific, something direct, something tangible, even. But a lot of the time, people forget that there are things that scare you and make you have anxiety outside of anything jumping at you or trying to tear you apart. Ghosties and aliens and demons, although those things are scary, those things are saturate the horror aspect. It's the same reason why some people don't understand the analog horror. And I think it was only proper for me to try to explain why I think that it's interesting that people are scared of liminal spaces. Now, I think the first thing we need to do is define what a liminal space is first. The liminal space is to be in a liminal space means to be on the precipice of something new, but not quite there yet. You could be in a liminal space physically, emotionally, or metaphorically. Being in a liminal space can be incredibly uncomfortable for most people. So, in my own words, outside of a technical definition, I look at a liminal space as something that, because because things are in a state of transition, a lot of the time you are alone in a liminal space. A lot of people wouldn't be as frightened or scared or have anxiety if they're in a room that is being changed, if there are other people there. Setting up for a birthday party or moving in things to your apartment, those aren't scary. It's the time where you are in a space, especially unknown to yourself, that it becomes anxious and anxiety inducing. It's the idea that things aren't quite right. The fear that your brain and its creativity begins to run amok and to decide to do things against your will. I think it's easier to explain if I tell you a story. Imagine one day you wake up. You are in your home, and for some reason you can understand things aren't quite right. You don't know why. Everything's in its proper place. Everything is in its proper time. You even woke up before your alarm. You should be having a good day. But you could tell something's off. You go and brush your teeth. You go and wash your face. You freshen up and get ready to go to work. When you step outside, you get this tingle in your back. Nothing painful, nothing outrageous, just something like something's amiss. You can't tell what, but something's wrong. But once again, everything's in its proper place. There are cars in the parking lot. The sun's still out. You don't see anybody. Nothing's stalking you. So you go to work. And you make it on time. And you get into your office building. Once again, this tingle line in your spine feels like something's grasping you, something cold touching you. So now that you're at work and everything seems like it should be bustling, you realize what's wrong. It's been an hour and no one's shown into work. Your boss isn't there. Your favorite person that you speak to at work isn't there. And you just start to imagine, like, oh, well, maybe I just came in on the day off, and that's why I woke up before my alarm. I never do that. So, you pick up your phone, and you dial a family member. See what they're up to today. Maybe you can go out for some drinks. And when the phone rings the first time, you breathe a sigh of relief. That is until you hear the message. The phone number you called is not available right now. Please hang up and try again. Nothing too scary. That's fine. Maybe their phone's just cut off. You dial the next number. You get a ring. The number you have called is no longer in service. Please hang up and try again. Your mind starts to overimagine. Did I see people this morning? Where is everybody? Why isn't it that no one's phone is working? That doesn't make any sense. You go on Twitter. You see messages in it. It makes you calm down a little. So you realize that all the messages stopped about midnight. No messages from today. No tweets. Even the most famous person, no tweets. No ads, nothing. You have to find somebody. There has to be something there. There's no way you're alone. You walk out the door to your job. And you realize why everything seems so weird to you on the way to work. What normally would be good luck, no traffic. Oh, there was no traffic because there were no cars on the road. Even now, 12 p.m., there still were no cars. Nobody was delivering food. Shit, there wasn't even an ice cream truck on the street. How could it be possible that in the middle of the day, not a single person was on the road? You start to count the cars that are parked and notice that there's only 4, 5. Inconceivable. There's no way that in all of this space there's only a handful of cars. It's like someone had parked there overnight and went into a bar and never came out. Everywhere you go, everything seems normal, but there just isn't anyone there. You're alone. And even with the lights on, the sun out, everything normal, you can feel the fear of loneliness creeping inside. Days go by. You're just hoping that the people come back. You leave messages for yourself on Twitter. You leave messages for yourself. Maybe somebody on Twitter, somebody on Instagram, someone somewhere will say something. Maybe someone else is experiencing this. But days turn into weeks. You try to distract yourself by doing all the things you never got to do. Go on a road trip. Maybe you'll find somebody. You visit all those cities and states with the great monuments, untouched and even unkempt. Yet you don't see the slightest disturbance. No birds, no dogs. You'd even take being attacked so you at least know that you're not crazy. And maybe that's what makes you start to go crazy. Seeing things out of the corner of your eye. Hearing noises as you try to sleep. Could it be the beating of your own heart? Or has whatever taken everybody else come back? And that's why liminal places are scary. That right there is why they're scary. Because you are trapped in such a time and space that it feels like time is frozen still and no one else is there. Nothing else is there. How can you be safe if you have no one to protect you?